Well, hello out there. Thought I'd kind of bring up to date. As you recall, I'm sure, the last time you saw me and the bird, I was out trying to replicate a session I'd had previously in which she was just remarkable, and it didn't work out, as you know. It just didn't materialize. So I've been thinking about it, of course, and I concluded that there were 4 different variables involved between those 2 sessions. One was the different time of day. I was out with her in the morning on one day and out in the afternoon on the other. Her weight, of course, was different. I was wearing a camera on my head for one and not the other. And the location. I was at a different location for both of them. So there you go. 4 different things. So what I decided to do, in my infinite wisdom, is to replicate as best I could, those variables, those 4 variables that I just mentioned when the bird acted so well. And so that was my goal. Okay, so as you may recall, I had indicated that I had fed her quite a bit the last time, and I did. And so I went out there, let's see, that was a morning session, so I went out there the following morning to get a weight on her, and I got her up on the fist. Had to use the lure, of course, and she didn't want to play, and got her up on the fist. Took her, brought her in and weighed her, and she was at 12.8 ounces. 12.8 ounces. Now, as you may recall, it's a full ounce heavier than she was just 24 hours before. So I was kind of lost on that. I couldn't quite understand. I know I fed her a lot, but I didn't realize that she would be so. I didn't think she'd be that heavy. But anyway, make a long story short, that ended that, and so I put her back into Muse and waited until I didn't want to wait another full day, so I decided that I would go out the following morning. And so I went back to the Muse the following morning, and it was obvious she still didn't want to play. And then I looked down I cleaned out the Muse the day before when I had brought her in the house and had her hooded. I'm not used to having birds in the summer, and particularly in this sort of heat, humidity, but man, you got to stay on top of the Muse, because if you don't, they get a little rank, I've learned. So anyway, I had cleaned it up, and I noticed on the floor casting. Now, she should have casted long ago, but for some reason didn't. And I guess that was part of what I was seeing in terms of that weight difference. And so, anyway, like I said, she wasn't going to play the game, and I wasn't going to force the issue, so I just left her in there. And then that gave me an opportunity to put it off until the evening, which was when I wanted to do it anyway, and that would have been yesterday evening. And so that's what I did. I went out there, and this time I was able to get her up on the fist with a little coaxing, of course. Got her on the fist and brought her in the house, weighed her, and she was at 12.1 ounces. Now, that is the exact same weight as the time when she did so well. So I lucked out, I guess. I was happy about that. So we had everything in our favor. You know, we were going to the same location at the same time of day, no camera, and she was at the same way. Now, the only thing that was different, and this may have had a bearing, I don't know, but it was hot yesterday. I mean, really hot. I mean, literally at 100 degrees. And then if you factor in the heat index, which, you know, was a combination of the heat and as well as the humidity, it was over 100 for sure. It was hot. So that was the only difference, though. So, you know, I get in the car and head on out and do my thing. Long story short, she didn't do worth a shit. So that was it. That was it. That's all I can say. The only thing that you know, she did allow me to do, what I did was I put the lure in there with her to busy herself while I drove back to the house because I didn't want to hood her. And anyway, the only thing that positive that came out of it is that when I got home, she was right there at the back. I was in that cargo van, and she was right there by the door, and she allowed me to open the door without freaking out. And she actually allowed me to reach down in there and pick her up with that lure, and continue to eat and not you know, go crazy. So that was good. You know, every little bit helps. So anyway, that's what I did is I just took him and put her back in the muse. Now, you know, I'm not going to do this. I'll tell you that right now. But this might be a bird, be interesting for a bird like this, since it's doing okay in the muse, to kind of spend the rest of the summer going in and just, you know, feeding her off the fist, and you know, getting to know her in there, I guess, and then until the weather started to cool down, and just see how that would affect her. It'd be interesting to know, but I'm not going to find out. I'll tell you that. My goal is, as I think indicated earlier, I'm just going to, you know, I'm going to put a transmitter on her. Now I'm not going to use a backpack. I was going to put a leg mount on her, and since she'll come to the lure, I'll take her out in the field and serve her bobwhite quail for a while. I'll start off by pulling some secondaries and stuff, slow them down a bit, and get her going on those, and then I'll hack her out of the muse. So that's that. Now, just you know, to refresh your memory, yes, I realize she would come to the lure and that sort of thing, but and that would work well for me. That would work well if I could car hawk her, but I can't do that. I just can't do that because I can't get her to calm down in the damn car. I don't know what to do about that. I think she just, I don't know. I just can't get her to do it. And it's funny too, because last year, as some of you know who watched my video, I had this lay trap passage Cooper's Hawk that one day I decided I was going to try to car hawk because I'd never done it before. So I took the bird and I over the good old Walmart parking lot where there's plenty of these grackles, and you know, I got into to position and I got the bird up on the fist. I pulled that hood, and man, she went crazy. As you guys saw this, I'm sure. Went, not all of you, of course, but started flying into the window and doing all that stuff. Well, I got her back up on the fist, and she sat there for a little bit, and then she was okay. That was it. I mean, again, as some of you know, I would get her up there by me, she'd watch those grackles and, you know, and think about it and watch. You know, she never did fly out of the window on one. But she was no longer, that was all. She had that one little episode and that was it. She settled right down. In fact, after that, what you did see is I drove to the field, to our field where we go hockey, which was about 15 minutes across town in traffic. And I decided not to hood her, and she sat right there, just kind of scoping things out, you know. And then, after she so elegantly caught a bowl, I decided not to hood her on the way home, and she rode nicely. So there's the difference, folks. There's the difference. I just don't. I just can't help but think that it's, you know, you have to factor in these individual birds. I really do. Now, I haven't changed my mind about anything. Just to conclude this, I still feel that one would be better off, in my humble opinion, with a early taken Passage Coopers, because as I've said before, I think everything with them is pretty cut and dry. Then a Sword Hawk, because I do think you have to get them at the right time. You know, and if you don't, well, you got to be a hawk whisperer, I guess, to be successful. So I think you'd be much better off with early taken Passage Coopers. So that has not changed. And neither has the fact that with these birds, I would, based upon this experience, and this individual bird, you understand, I would do as was recommended, and you know, just get them coming to that lure, and then go from there. And also, I wouldn't hood them. I wouldn't hood them. As I said before, if you get away with it, as I said before, I don't think that helped my relationship with this individual bird, because, you know, she struggled from the get-go with me, and I just don't think that helped. So nothing's changed at this point, but it's subject to change. Anyway, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching these. I appreciate the constructive comments that some of you have given me, both on YouTube as well as in private messages, etc., etc. I appreciate it very much, and I wish you all the best this season. Have a good one.